Ever find yourself like really digging into some lyrics, trying to figure out like all the little hidden meanings and stuff?
Oh, totally. Some lyrics are like puzzles you just got to unpack.
Right. Well, get ready to dive deep because today we're tackling One Week by the Bare Naked Ladies.
Ah, such a classic. So many layers to that one.
Seriously, we're talking love, laughter, and wasabi. We're going to break it all down.
It's amazing how much they cram into like, what, 3 minutes? The story, the humor, those pop culture references.
And the way the song structure itself mirrors that whole like relationship roller coaster thing.
Totally. We're bouncing through the timeline. 1 week, 5 days, 3 days, yesterday, just like our emotions when we're, in a fight with our significant other.
Oh, so true. It's not like a neat little apology, kiss and make up. It's messy, real.
Exactly. And the song captures that perfectly. It jumps from anger to humor, then bam, a bit of vulnerability all in a couple lines.
And speaking of humor, that "you're crazy" line right at the start,
Yeah.
it's playful, but also kind of hints at the speaker's self-awareness.
Oh, 100%. It's like he knows this is a whole big thing, and owning that almost makes it okay to laugh at.
Like, yeah, this is a mess, but we're going to laugh about it, right?
Right. And later he even jokes about laughing at a funeral. It's like humor, even if a little dark, is his coping mechanism.
Which I feel like a lot of us can relate to that, using humor to deflect in those kind of situations.
All the time. It's
I-
easier than being vulnerable sometimes.
For real. And maybe that's where all those pop culture references come in. Like they're clues to this guy's personality.
It's 1998, so you got your Aquaman, your X-Files.
Yeah.
But then, boom, Kurosawa, Japanese film director, just dropped in there.
Right. Like, wait, is he trying to impress someone with his vast knowledge? Or is that genuinely his taste?
Exactly. It adds this whole other layer to him, right? Like, hey, I'm not just a guy in a band, I'm complex.
I contain multitudes.
Oh.
And let's be real, we all do.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating to see that in a song about a relationship that's clearly struggling.
Absolutely. And don't even get me started on the Leanne Rimes reference thrown in there with samurai films.
It's like this weird, wonderful blend that somehow works. Kind of like the relationship he's singing about.
Totally. Chaotic, but there's harmony in there somewhere.
Hopefully.
Mm.
Okay, but before we go too deep into symbolism, we have to address that line.
The wasabi in the room, you say?
Exactly. What's the deal with that ending? It's so out of left field.
It's brilliant. A total non sequitur. Forces you to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Metaphor. Inside joke.
Maybe he just really likes wasabi.
Maybe. Or maybe it's a reminder that even in the most familiar things, like a relationship, there's always an element of the unexpected.
Like that sudden wasabi burn you weren't quite ready for.
Exactly. And that unexpected wasabi is kind of like, yay, the whole song. You're bobbing your head, laughing along, and suddenly, bam, rug burn.
Seriously. Out of nowhere. It's that push and pull that gets me every time. 1 minute you're like, this is hilarious. Next you're like, wait, have I been in this situation?
Totally. We've all been there, right? Trying to make up with someone, but also kinda not wanting to let go of the hurt.
It's that feeling of being totally stuck. Like that repeating chorus 1 week over and over.
Right. That repetition in the lyrics and the music, it underscores how cyclical their whole fight is. The apologies, trying to move on, but is it really genuine?
Especially with that 2 days till we say wasabi hanging over everything. It's like, are they good or are they not?
Exactly. It's not a clean break, not a happily ever after. It's more like, we messed up, but maybe you messed up more.
Still a little bit of an edge there, which again feels very true to life. Relationships are messy.
The messiest. And this song captures that without any sugarcoating. Plus, it's done with so much wit. I mean, chick flicks and motorcycle drive-bys. Come on.
Total self-awareness. Like they know the game they're playing even while they're stuck in it.
Exactly. And that makes us feel like we're in on the joke too, right? This shared understanding.
Totally. And that's what makes this song so great, even after all these years, whether you were rocking out to it in the 90s or just hearing it now.
It's relatable, that feeling of love, frustration, and desperately trying to find the humor in it all.
Classic. Which brings us back to, you guessed it, wasabi.
Maybe it's not about finding the right answer, but embracing the mystery.
The spice of life.
Exactly. Just like relationships themselves, it's about appreciating all the little things, right? The stuff that makes relationships so frustrating, but also, like, amazing.
Just like this song. We've got humor, 90s nostalgia, even a little Japanese cuisine.
Who knew wasabi could spark such a conversation, right? But that's art for Yang.
Seriously. Take something familiar, like a catchy tune we all know, and boom, makes you see it totally differently.
Makes you think, makes you feel things.
And sometimes those thoughts lead to even more questions, which I'm not mad about that.
Me neither. Keeps things interesting. Keeps us all on our toes.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into 1 week, it's your turn.
Hit us up online. Let us know what you think. What does wasabi mean to you in the context of this song, this relationship?
We want to know. It's all about interpretations, right?
Exactly. And hey, maybe we'll even get a little debate going. That's part of the fun.
Totally. All right, everyone, until next time, keep those lyrics close and those ears open. There's always more to discover.